Good evening. This is CTV News for Tuesday, July 25th. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Glad to have you with us tonight. Hoping to slow the pace of gentrification, a Hyattsville City Council member has proposed rent stabilization legislation. Joseph Solomon says he wants to enact other protections for renters. Solomon's ordinance seeks to protect certain groups, including seniors, military, veterans, and the disabled.
Take the 4 years that I've been on council. If your rent was $1,000 when I started on council, your rent is now $1,200 or more if you're living in these apartments. And what that means is that your rent has increased by almost a quarter in over 4 years. A lot of our seniors can't afford that type of increase. They're on fixed incomes. A lot of our college students who are filing with independent status, may perhaps have children, they can't afford those types of increases. So what this does is it stops that sharp increase. It also uses a tax on Airbnb revenues to begin to create an affordable housing fund.
Solomon says the measure is still working its way through council. More discussion is expected on the bill in September.
The group known as Prosperity Now has put out its 2017 scorecard on the nation's financial standing for families. According to the report, despite a lower unemployment rate and an improved economy, Maryland families continue to struggle in low-wage jobs that make it hard for them to save for the future. Maryland ranks 17th among the states, which is up slightly from last year's ranking at 22. The report indicates that families in Prince George's County aren't faring that well.
Prince George's County, we are really one of the last counties that's recovering from the housing crisis, and that had an impact across income levels. Our income poverty, we're talking about 26%. Nationally, it's about 21%. But even still, that number can be misleading because that's for the whole county, and it doesn't address those specific communities that are having even more of a problem.
In case you're wondering, the scorecard looked at more than 50 categories, including financial assets, jobs, healthcare, and education.
Meantime, 3 young adults are behind bars for their alleged involvement in the fatal shooting of a 17-year-old. Investigators say Khalik Johnson, Kayla Nettleton, and Darius Johnson met with the victim for an alleged deal that turned deadly. It happened in Laurel at Conti and Larchdale Roads just before 8:30 p.m. back on July 18th. When police arrived on the scene, they found Dustin Corey suffering from a gunshot wound. He died at a hospital. The suspects face first and second-degree murder charges.
The cleanup continues on Kent Island. It will be a while before order is restored to the area. State agencies are lined up with assistant emergency management personnel are on the ground, as are state police and the Department of Transportation. The Red Cross and Queen Anne's Social Services Department are also out helping. The Sheriff's Department says traffic patterns are back to normal, but there is still limited access to the Bay City and Ellendale communities.